Ever wondered how crucial planning is in our daily lives and professional settings? To grasp the significance of planning, let's imagine it as the blueprint of a house. Just as a house can't be built without a blueprint, we can't achieve our goals without a solid plan. It's the roadmap that guides us from point A to point B, from where we are now to where we want to be. Planning is the process of setting goals and deciding the best way to achieve them. It's not just about what we want to do, but also how we're going to do it. It's about foreseeing the future, anticipating obstacles, and preparing for them. Without planning, we're like a ship sailing without a compass, lost in the vast sea of possibilities. Now you might be thinking, why is planning so important? Well, planning is important because it gives us a sense of direction. It helps us to stay focused, organized, and efficient. It allows us to use our resources wisely, saves us time and effort, and reduces the risk of failure. Imagine setting out on a journey without knowing the route or the destination. You'll wander aimlessly, waste time, and eventually get lost. But with a plan, you know exactly where you're going, how to get there, and what to do when you arrive. In a professional setting, planning is even more crucial. It's the foundation on which businesses and projects are built. It's the difference between success and failure, profit and loss. In project management, for instance, planning involves defining the project's objectives, identifying the tasks required to achieve those objectives, allocating resources, and setting timelines. It's a systematic and logical approach to achieving the project's goals. Planning helps to clarify objectives, coordinate activities, and measure progress. It's a tool for decision-making, problem-solving, and risk management. It's a way to predict and prepare for the future, to control and direct change, rather than being controlled or directed by it. In conclusion, planning is an essential part of our lives, be it personal or professional. It's the key to achieving our goals and making our dreams a reality. It's a skill that can be learned and improved, and its benefits are limitless. Effective planning is the backbone of success, be it personal or professional. And so what exactly is the nature and purpose of planning? Let's dive right in. At its core, planning is both pervasive and continuous. It's a process that is relevant in all areas of life and business, touching every level of an organization, from top management to operational levels. It's not a one-time event, but rather an ongoing activity that adjusts and adapts to changing circumstances. Now let's think about it. Planning is also inherently futuristic. It's about looking ahead, forecasting the future, and preparing for it. It's like having a roadmap for a journey. You wouldn't set off on a cross-country adventure without a map or GPS, would you? But planning isn't just about prediction. It's also about decision-making. It involves choosing from among various alternatives to determine the best course of action. It's a deliberate, conscious set of actions aimed at achieving specific goals. All right, we've explored the nature of planning, but why do we do it? What's the purpose? Firstly, planning sets clear objectives. It gives a sense of direction, ensuring we know where we're going and what we want to achieve. Secondly, it helps reduce uncertainties. While we can't predict the future with perfect accuracy, planning helps us anticipate changes and prepare for different scenarios. It's like having a safety net, providing us with a cushion against unexpected developments. Thirdly, planning minimizes wasteful activities. By setting a clear path, it helps us avoid unnecessary detours and distractions. It's about efficiency and effectiveness, making sure we're doing things right and doing the right things. Lastly, planning establishes standards for control. It provides benchmarks against which we can measure our progress and assess our performance. It's a tool for accountability, helping us stay on track and correct our course when necessary. In essence, understanding the nature and purpose of planning helps us optimize our actions and resources. It's a compass guiding us towards our goals, a beacon illuminating our path, and a roadmap leading us to success. It's about foresight, decision-making, efficiency, and control. It's about making the most of what we have to get where we want to be. Understanding the nature and purpose of planning helps us optimize our actions and resources. How do we plan effectively? What are the steps involved? In the vast ocean of planning, let's navigate through the 5 main islands that make this journey a successful one. Our first stop is setting objectives. This is where we establish our destination, a clear and concise goal that we aim to reach. It's like drawing the X on a treasure map. It's crucial to set realistic and measurable objectives, as they will guide our entire journey. Next, we arrive at establishing planning premises. This is where we start to build the foundation of our plan. We gather all the necessary information about the current situation and future possibilities. It's like checking the weather and sea conditions before setting sail. This step helps us to anticipate potential challenges and opportunities. Now, we move on to considering alternatives. It's always wise to have a backup plan. We brainstorm different routes to reach our goal. We think about all the ways we could get to our destination. It's like having multiple paths on our map, just in case one path becomes impassable. We then voyage to evaluating alternatives. Here, we weigh the pros and cons of all the routes we've mapped out. We consider factors like resources, time, and feasibility. It's like deciding whether to take the smooth but longer route or the shorter but more challenging one. This step helps us to choose the most effective and efficient path to our objective. Finally, we dock at implementing the plan. We've set our objective, established our premises, considered and evaluated our alternatives. Now, it's time to set sail and put our plan into action. It's like finally embarking on our journey after all the meticulous planning. Following these steps in planning ensures a well-structured and effective plan. So, next time you're about to embark on a project, remember these 5 steps. They'll guide you through the planning process, ensuring you're well-equipped for the journey ahead and significantly increasing your chances of successfully reaching your destination. Did you know there are different types of planning? Yes, you heard it right. Just like how we have different tools for different tasks, we have different types of planning for different needs and situations. First up, we have strategic planning. This is the big picture planning. It involves setting long-term goals and deciding on the best path to achieve them. It's like mapping out a cross-country road trip, figuring out the route, the stops, and the final destination. It's all about the broad scope and the long view. Next in line is tactical planning. This is a step down from strategic planning, focusing on the medium term. It's about how to get from point A to point B in your strategic plan. If strategic planning is the roadmap, then tactical planning is the turn-by-turn directions. Following that, we have operational planning. This type of planning focuses on the short-term, day-to-day activities that keep an organization running smoothly. It's like the oil in the engine, ensuring every part is working together to keep the car moving forward. Then comes contingency planning. We all know life is full of surprises, and not all of them are pleasant. Contingency planning is all about preparing for those unexpected bumps in the road. It's the spare tire in the trunk, ready to be used when a flat tire threatens to derail your journey. Last but not least, we have scenario planning. This involves imagining different futures and planning for them. It's like having different routes in mind in case there's a traffic jam or a road closure on your planned path. So, there you have it. Strategic, tactical, operational, contingency, and scenario planning. Each type has its unique characteristics and uses, but all are essential tools in the planning toolkit. Remember, the right type of planning can make the difference between a smooth ride and a bumpy one. Different types of planning cater to different needs and situations. And now that you have a better understanding of these types, you're equipped to choose the right one for your journey. Let's delve into the planning process, its advantages and limitations. The planning process is a structured journey starting with setting objectives. This is the cornerstone of planning, defining what we aim to achieve. These objectives should be clear, quantifiable, and feasible, providing a target to aim for. Next, we develop premises. This is all about forecasting. We predict future trends, issues, and circumstances that may impact our plan. It's like creating a map of the terrain we'll be navigating. Then comes determining alternative courses of action. We should never put all our eggs in one basket, right? So we develop different paths to reach our objective. This step ensures we're prepared for any unexpected turns along the way. Once we have our alternative paths, we formulate derivative plans. These are detailed strategies for each alternative course we've identified. It's like having a plan B, C, and D ready to roll out. Finally, we measure and follow up. This is where we assess the effectiveness of our plan, making adjustments as necessary. It's the reality check that keeps our plan on track and relevant. Now, the advantages of planning are numerous. It provides direction, guiding our actions towards our objectives. It reduces the risks of uncertainty by preparing us for different scenarios. It minimizes overlapping and wasteful activities, promoting efficiency. Plus, it fosters innovative ideas by challenging us to think of different ways to reach our targets. But planning isn't without its limitations. It can be rigid, constraining our ability to adapt quickly. It can't prevent problems from arising, only prepare us to handle them. Furthermore, it can be time-consuming. The process of planning often requires a substantial investment of our resources. Despite its limitations, planning is an indispensable tool in our arsenal for success. Remember, a well-thought-out plan is our roadmap to achieving our objectives. It's the compass that guides our actions, ensuring we're always moving in the right direction.